Okay, so now that we have imported all of our data into SPSS, let's take a look at the information that we have here. So right now we are looking at the variable view, and this view shows us our variables here and a lot of information about each variable. So to change any of these, you can just click on the cell and type, and it will change the name of the variable. We're going to skip these two, but decimals is how many decimal points SPSS will give you when it conducts any calculations. The label is important because it tells us about our variable. So, for example, let's see, sex. We could type in something like sex of the individual. This one is an obvious one, but you might have a variable that has a strange name, or you might have multiple variables with similar names, and you need to remember which one is which, and so the label is important. Let's go to the values. Okay, so values will be used with categorical variables, and we can change the value just by clicking on it. So sex is a categorical variable, and the way we've entered the data is we've entered males in as 0, so I'm going to click 0 for the value and label it male, and we've entered females as 1. I'm going to add that, and now whenever we do any calculations, it will show up as male and female, so we won't mix up females and males, which could be a very bad thing to do. Okay, next we're going to look at measure. So the measure is just, it tells us what kind of a variable it is. If it's a scale variable, that means it's a continuous variable. And if it is ordinal, it's a categorical variable where the categories are in a certain order. And if it's a nominal variable, then it's a categorical variable where the categories are not in a certain order. Okay, that's good for the variable view right now, and just click on data view. Instead of seeing all of that information about each variable, now we just have the name of the variables and we have the actual data points that we've entered in. So you can see that, for example, identification, the ID variable, is just each one has a number 1 to 1,000 because we have 1,000 individuals, and that's a way to identify the individual. And then look at sex. So like I entered in before, we entered 0 as male and 1 as female, so we know that individual number 5 is a female.